I would like to welcome you all to this congregation ceremony at the University of East Anglia in London. The purpose of this ceremony is to confer awards on candidates from the London Academy of Diplomacy and the School of Arts and Humanities. I now declare this congregation open. On the 18th of January 2010, the first students arrived in this building and UEA London started. Our first students were pre-university students, but now we have undergraduates and master students, and this is our first graduation ceremony, where what UEA calls a congregation for our students in diplomacy and creative entrepreneurship. The project has grown rapidly, and our first 150 students have become 1,100 students who now fill the building. In fact, this congregation is likely to be unique by being held in this building. Next year, there will be too many of us, and we will have to find an alternative venue. So it is my pleasure to welcome you to this unique congregation, the first and quite possibly the only congregation to be held in UEA London. It is natural that today the focus should be on the graduands and all their hard work, and in a moment I shall ask you to congratulate them. However, I would like us also to remember the staff of the university who have made huge efforts to get these programs off the ground and to deliver the first-class education of which UEA is rightly proud. The first of our programs to graduate today are those in diplomacy. Ably led by Professor Ayad and his team, the London Academy of Diplomacy has been educating diplomats for over 30 years. Now that they are in their new home, UEA London, we hope to be able to give the Academy the prestige and the power that it so richly deserves. It is a pleasure to welcome Professor Maurice van Rooyen, Rector Magnificus of the Nine Road Business University. Graduates of the Diplomatic Academy are given 2 awards, one from UEA and one from Nine Road, a mark of the innovative and international flavour of the programmes. Never has there been a better time for the 21st century education of diplomats, and we look forward to seeing the exploits of our graduates on the international scene. The second programme to graduate is the Masters in Creative Entrepreneurship, led by the inimitable Ian Chance. The course seems made for this area of London, Spitalfields with its buzzing art scene, a creative mecca for artists such as Tracy Emin, Gilbert and George, and Ben Ine. Ben Ine, incidentally, is the artist whose work, Alphabet Street, adorns the shops and walls of our Middlesex Street, and now hangs in the White House, thanks to a gift from David Cameron to President Obama. The Masters in Creative Entrepreneurship, or MACE, M-A-C-E, as it is always known, is more than just visual art, though. Musicians, poets, writers have all graduated from MACE and are now making their ways as entrepreneurs of various kinds. To the new graduates, we send our sincerest congratulations. As UEA approaches its 50th birthday, it's interesting to revisit the principles on which the university was founded. To raise the initial monies for the university, a promotion committee was formed. It would appear that the committee was not just a collection of worthies, but also had a real vision of what a university could be. For example, in the 1962 fundraising brochure there was a call for a fresh approach to study and scholarship that reassessed the boundaries between disciplines. It was proposed that studies should be categorized not through conventional academic boundaries, but grouped to study the different aspects of civilization. UEA has remained true to these concepts, and the 2 programs that are graduating today would have found great affinity with the founding principles of the university: innovation, interdisciplinary, and radical. It is this understanding of the tenets of UEA that makes our graduates so successful and, of course, gives rise to the university's famous motto, which is, do different.